السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. ونشهد أن سيدنا محمدًا عبده ورسوله، البشير النذير والسراج المنير، صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه الغر الميامين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. If I may, I would like to extend a greeting in the manner of Islam, a form of greeting that symbolizes peace, mercy, blessing, love, coexistence, justice, equality, and humanity in all its lofty meanings. May peace and blessing from God be upon you. It is with great pleasure that I find myself in the company of you today as a Chancellor of Quds University in Jerusalem and Palestine. Sisters and brothers, the world today stands helpless to stop this barbaric and bloody war that Israel is waging against our Palestinian people in Gaza Strip. The genocide and ethnic cleansing that has been going on for 19 months in light of a comprehensive ban on the entry of medical supplies, food aid, and fuel. It's heartbreaking to witness the destruction of critical infrastructure such as water, electricity, schools, universities, hospitals, health facilities, ambulances, and civil defense systems. The deliberate targeting of medical staff, journalists, UN employees, and relief workers is a grave concern, and the destruction of places of worships, including mosques and churches, is deeply troubling. The Gaza Strip, with its population of over 2,300,000 Palestinians, is a 650 square kilometers, a place where many of its residents are Palestinian refugees who were forcibly displaced in the first Nakba of the Palestinian people in 1948. It is a systematic collective punishment that violates all international laws and norms, and the United Nations Office for Humanitarian Affairs has made it clear that the aid intended to be directed to the Gaza Strip by international institutions is being used as a weapon by Israel by preventing its entry to the Strip. Despite the warning of the United Secretary General, the World Food Program, the World Health Organization, UNRWA, and other international organizations and the human rights organizations, and their rejection of the use of humanitarian aid and starvation as a weapon of a war against Palestinians. This is a clear violation of international law requiring accountability. However, since March 2nd, after declining to implement the remaining stage of the agreement signed with the mediators, Israel has continued to restrict all crossing with the Gaza Strip and to prevent the entry of humanitarian aid of all kinds. This constitutes a clear violation of international humanitarian law, and furthermore, Israel has refused to cease its aggressive actions, presenting the Palestinians with two options: death or for displacement. Mr. Philip Larzani, Commissioner of the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, stated that in just 1 week, from March 18 to 25, Israel killed more than 1,000 Palestinian children in its war on Gaza. And Agnes Calamard, Secretary General of Amnesty International, denounced the global silence on the Israeli occupation authorities committing genocide on live television. Sisters and brothers, in the face of the international silence and complicity, Israel has engaged in a range of violations, including indiscriminate bombing by land, sea, and air with destructive weapons of the most powerful and destructive American weapons and the most modern American fighter jets. Our people in Gaza were target of thousands of destructive missiles, incendiary, explosives, internationally banned clusters and phosphorus bombs, killing of unarmed civilians, destructing homes, mosques, churches, hospitals, medical centers and shelters, and killing medical staff and journalists, and targeting of the ambulances and civil defense vehicles. More than 60,000 civilians were killed in the massacres, 70% of them women, children, and elderly. About 15,000 people are missing under the rubble, and more than 130,000 wounded. In addition to the thousands of children, elderly, and the sick who die to hunger, malnutrition or lack of life-sustaining medical treatment and supplies. In addition, there are 6,630 civilians from Gaza detained in inhuman detention centers by the Israeli army, suffering from torture, malnutrition, and the spread of infectious diseases without any treatment. According to statistics from international organizations, 175,000 housing units have been completely destroyed and reduced to ashes, and more than 1.8 million Palestinians are homeless after their homes were leveled. These individuals are currently living in makeshift tents that offer no protection from the extreme heat or cold of the region's summer and winters. Furthermore, incendiary missiles are constantly targeting these tents, resulting in killings, burning, and destructions. As we speak, Israel is destroying the rest of the houses in the Gaza Strip. Most of these houses have already been partially destroyed, and some are starting to collapse. About 500,000 Palestinians live in these houses because they have no other place to live. Israel is trying very hard to force the people living in the Gaza Strip to leave their homes. As some would say, the real goal is to end the Palestinian cause and the existence of the Palestinian people on their own land. This is their plan not only for the Palestinians in Gaza Strip, but also for those in the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and all of historic Palestine. As for what is happening in the West Bank, settlements are devouring Palestinian land, and settlers, with the protection and contribution of the Israeli army, are carrying out attacks on Palestinian villages and towns. They burn, kill, and destroy. Add to that the increasing checkpoints cut off the West Bank daily, and daily arrests of thousands of innocent Palestinians. Not to forget how demolitions and displacement are a daily routine now. In addition, Muslims worshippers are preventing from reaching Al-Aqsa Mosque, and Christians are prevented from reaching the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in East Jerusalem. And that happens with the brute force and international humiliation, and those whose jobs are to monitor the situation in East Jerusalem, the NGOs in East Jerusalem, are being systematically shut down. Most recently, the Jerusalem Endowment Fund. This is a situation described by Amnesty International as a fully fledged apartheid system and illegal occupation practiced by Israel in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, which resulted in increased violence and unbearable human suffering for Palestinians. Brothers and sisters, it is time for all of us to unite as brothers in humanity to stop genocide and ethnic cleansing. We must end this bloody war on the Palestinian people. We must join our voice with the Secretary General of the United Nations, international and humanitarian organization, and all free people in this war in their repeated appeals to the countries of the world to assume their responsibilities to stop the war. We must stop genocide and ethnic cleansing. We must prevent the forced displacement of Palestinians from their land. We must establish a Palestinian state in accordance with the principles of two-state solutions. We must establish a just and lasting peace. The Palestinians, my brothers and sisters, are not just numbers, and our children who killed are not just numbers. They have names, and like all children worldwide, seek lives and deserve a better future. Our children are the future of peace, stability, and sustainable development for our peoples and for future generations. Please accept my greetings on behalf of your brothers and sisters in Jerusalem, both the city and the university, and allow me to express my sincere gratitude to South Africa, represented by its president, its government, and its people. South Africans' support for the steadfastness of our people in Jerusalem and its assistance to Palestine in all international forums is deeply appreciated. I would also like to express my gratitude for all the understanding, appreciation, support, backing, and desire for a just and lasting peace, and your solidarity with our people and our cause. May Allah bless you and your efforts, and may peace and blessing from God be upon you. Wassalamu alaikum wa